Hey, everybody, welcome to Frankenstein's podcast, a creature feature podcast about monsters and why we love them. I'm one of your hosts, Joe Praska.
And I'm your other host, Joe. And I'm your other host, Khalil Hussein. You really are out of practice at this.
That was smooth, I think. Right?
Keep it in. Let him see how it goes. Let him see how the sausage gets made.
We're all natural over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sausages. How's it going, Khalid?
Yeah, it's going good, man. I honestly can't remember the last time we talked. So, been busy with work, but it's finally slowing down and I'm about to take like a month off to go home for some family stuff. And it feels good. I'm on the other side of the hard stuff.
Yeah, it's fun to go home and see family. Guess who else is home for you?
Who?
Me.
Yeah, you're home too. Yeah. It's, outside of my family, you're like number one on my list of places I got to stop on my welcome home tour every time.
Are you willing to share why you're so busy?
I recently submitted for the Sundance Episodic Lab, and I found out that I made it into the second round. So woo! Thank you. I spent the last few weeks just furiously with my writing partner putting together the pilot because we only had to submit 5 pages and a pitch on what it was to get into the second round. So for the second round, all they want is a pilot. So we had to come up with the other 50 pages. So that was challenging, but I did it. It's behind me. And now I get to spend the rest of the summer wondering if I got in or not.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Do you hear me typing right now?
No, I don't.
My keyboard's really quiet. I'm updating our bio to put hosted by Joe Praska and Sundance finalist Khalid Hussein.
Wow. Yeah, if that doesn't drive in the listeners, I don't know what will. But yeah, man, I've been good. Very, very grateful for the opportunity and very tired from trying to make sure I make the most of it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I get it. Tired is just kind of the way of life for us now, isn't it?
Yeah, it just happened one day where I was like, I'm really tired. And then I just never stopped being tired again.
It's kind of the norm. Like being awake is like, whoa, what is this weird feeling?
It's a stranger to me now. I would ask for its name if energy and alertness came to visit me.
Apt.
How are you? Anything new with you? Are you back in person teaching yet?
Been back for a little while. I'm actually teaching both, in person and distance learning at different parts of the day, and that's certainly an endeavor. I will say that.
The new normal, if you will.
Hopefully not, but yeah. But I mean, we got about 4 weeks left until summer. I think I'm ready for a fresh start next year. But we're plugging through, and exhausted is also the norm for us up here.
Yeah, no, I think it's going well. It's as well as can be expected with how things are run in this unfortunate country.
We make it work.
Yeah, we make it work. That should be the new slogan.
It's the U.S. slogan.
America, we make it work.
I don't even know if it works. It works for us individually, but I don't know about America.
It's like when your dad just frustratedly half fixes something, and he's like, "All right, it works enough."
That's a better one. Yeah, it works enough.
What are we talking about, dude? What am I so jazzed about today, and why are we talking about it on this episode versus any other, buddy?
Should I sing the song?
Yeah, I think you should. I don't want to force your hand, but I think you should.
Wow, Wow West. Just kidding. It's not Wild West.
Okay. Good misdirect.
From the Men in Black. That's the
Galaxy
one.
Defenders.
That is so catchy.
I do in my head. It's funny that you did the Wild Wild West because I do get the songs conflated.
I do too, all the time.
I think it's because they convey about as much information about the movies that they're supposed to be about, and it is more or less the same song, right?
It kind of is. I mean, it's that they're roughly the same era, and it was Will Smith leading man with kind of a more older, uptight white guy, and he made a song to go with it. Similar vibe. One was way more successful than the other, but similar vibes.
I will say, obviously, Men in Black is the superior of the two movies, but it's actually tough for me to say which of the movie songs is better.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah. Well, I
You
mean,
know,
Wild Wild West might
well,
be the most memorable part of this. The song might be the most memorable part of the movie.
it's
Might be.
easily the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who's the singer in that. I think that might be part of it because Men in Black, like, it was good, but like the female vocalists are kind of just like a little less energy than whoever did the actual Wild Wild West singing part, where it's just like, we're going straight to the Wild Wild. Like he put some stank on it, whoever it was. I'm gonna Google who sang that real quick.
Will Smith featuring Drew Hill and Cool Mo D.
That's why. Like that had like better features.
That's a pretty good song.
Yeah. Okay. So you know what? I'm saying it right here. My stance, not Frankenstein's podcast stance. I don't want to get political with it, but my stance is that Wild Wild West movie song better than the Men in Black movie song, which was actually a really good song in its own right.
Yeah. And y'all who disagree can at Khalid for that.
Yeah. At me. Leave the podcast out of this. All right. You come find me. All right. Let me walk down an alleyway and be confronted by the person that feels strongly enough to do that.
I hope that happens.
Do you? You hope for that?
Yeah, I mean, that'd make it interesting. Interesting story.
So. If only to give this closure.
So we're talking about this movie specifically. It is our 1-year anniversary. Woo! Since we started the pod.
Oh yeah, this podcast is a baby that's learned how to crawl around the house. It's starting to form memories. It recognizes itself in the mirror. We're grown.
Doesn't quite have object permanence yet.
Not quite yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. So yeah, and so we decided to celebrate our year anniversary, year of doing a podcast, year of getting down and chatting about monsters with you kind of nudged us for this one, but I think both of us.
That's a nice way of saying I insisted on this.
You did. Like, I think both of us reflect like how when I rewatched them, like, oh God, like this. Yeah, this is a great choice for this. Like just it's everything we kind of like about talking about in this podcast, like VFX, weird creatures. There's funny elements. There's serious elements. There's like themes that we could dig into. It's just like it perfectly encapsulates encapsulates a word?
Encapsulates is a word, yes.
I think I said it weird though. I think I said encapsulates.
You emphasized the U, which was a move. It was a choice.
It's a choice. Encapsulates. It basically just it's what we want to do in our podcast. So we decided to go with it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. But I realized watching this, like 3 or 4 times in the movie, I was like, "Is this my favorite movie?" Like, you watch something, you're like, I really enjoy watching this all the time. And then like it dawns on you and you're just like, does anything top this? And I'm hard pressed. I'm sure something does, but I will say as far as creature feature stuff that we've tackled, like it's this and then Attack the Block as far as like my favorites that we've watched and discussed.
I have to say, like, one of the things I struggle always when I'm like I like to like write letterboxd reviews of movies after I watch them. I struggle with giving 5 stars. I'm like, what if I like another movie more? Then I can't go any higher. But like, I'm learning to get over that. That's my own journey. But with Men in Black, I was like, it's pretty easy to just say 5 stars. Like, it works,
Yeah, I mean, and in the movie's defense, this is a 24-year-old movie. So like for you to say it's the best, that's a lot. That's a huge window for another movie to come in and like show you what's better than that.
Yeah. So for the uninitiated, will you synopsis us?
Yeah. So we going back to my homeboy Google. Hopefully he doesn't make a fool out of me. I don't know why I gendered it. Hopefully it doesn't make a fool out of me. Homeboy Google has this to say about the movie. Goes a little something like this. They are the best kept secret in the universe. Working for a highly funded yet unofficial government agency, K&J are the Men in Black, providers of immigration services and regulators of all things alien on Earth. While investigating a series of unregistered close encounters, the MIB agents uncovered the deadly plot of an intergalactic terrorist who is on a mission to assassinate 2 ambassadors from opposing galaxies currently in residence in New York City. Finn.
What a monster.
They're creatures of the abstract that live off potential energy.
It's alive!
I had a really powerful epiphany as you read that.
Please enlighten me.
J and K, Joe and Khalid.
Holy shit!
All right.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What? And it's a little like reversal too, because K's the white one in the movie. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, for the rest of this podcast, we're J and K.
Yeah, it's meant to be.
Yeah, I love that. And I've always said you're a Will Smith type, so this tracks.
It's a high praise from me, I think.
High praise for Will, if you ask me.
Fair enough.
That's so sick. I love that. I mean, I know what it means. Did you ever do that when you were a kid? Like when the movie came out and like everybody was like, what's my one letter name? And you're just like the first letter of your name, but that's cool.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Yeah, so I forgot to mention it up top, but yeah, this movie was directed by Barry Sonnenfeld and the screenplay is from Ed Solomon. And yeah, man, this movie just... It knows what it is from start to finish, which I can't say about a lot of the stuff I've seen. You know what I mean? Like it just so confidently has like a point to make while also just like a clear vision of the world within which to like underscore that point, you know?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of the best examples of a movie that can like really balance like absurdity, like silliness, and just like downright goopy grossness with like some really profound moments too. I am continually impressed with some of the lines in this movie. I'm like, God, that's so good.
Oh man. Okay. What's your favorite line that you remember?
Like funny line or profound line?
Let's start with profound line.
I don't know if the line specifically, but like the speech that Kay gives Jay on the bench.
Oh, that's where mine is from too, but let's hear it.
Yeah. I think about like when he's like, so many thousand years ago, people knew the earth was flat, that whole bit.
Yeah.
1,500 years ago, everybody knew the earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet.
Imagine what you'll know tomorrow.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Mine is also a K line. It's so simple, but I've never been able to let it go since I heard it. It's when he's walking with Jay and Jay says something about like, well, aren't people going to like worry about this or something, you know? And he just looks at him and he goes, a person is smart. People are stupid.
A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it.
And it's such an encapsulation of like how like bureaucracy like looks at people, like especially like public servants and stuff like that, where it's like this idea that like you need to be like a coddling parent to them because of like the massive hysteria that can like so easily come up. And like we see so many examples of people who whether they know it or not, like have that outlook and like exercise it daily. And this is not like a Republicans, Democrats thing. Like I genuinely think just across the board, if you're like the kind of person that like, whether it's actually your job or you just see it as your job to like be responsible for like a bunch of people, like it's easier for you to do that if you think they're dumb. And it just like, it was such a just like light bulb moment for me of like, oh my God.
Yeah, there's just so much you can unpack from that one line.
Oh yeah. Like the MIB in and of itself as an organization of like, like even the description on Google, I feel like might be a little bit bull. You know what I mean? Where like it's talking about, it's like, oh yeah, it's a highly funded, yet unofficial government agency. You're gosh darn right. It's unofficial. All right. I don't think anyone in the government, I don't think they would waste their time letting anyone in the government pretend that they could be in charge of them. Like they can wipe your memory at any given time. Who's their boss? Who's their boss? That could like, you could just, anytime you mess up, you could just flash them and like keep going about your business.
I think they even say they don't report to anyone. They said they just run on like patents, right? Like alien tech that they use as patents.
Which, why even do that? Again, you have a memory stealer. Like,
right. If anyone comes collecting.
you have a memory stealer and laser guns. Go rob a bank and then tell them the bank blew up and then use that money and just do that over and over. Like, I don't like, I get it in the sense that like we have to see them as like the good guys and stuff like that. But like, I think one, I'm not like 8 anymore. So like, I don't have like the rose colored glasses of a child who just like takes all of this in stride, but also just like everything I've learned since then about government overreach and like what people will do if you like, they have no one to answer to. Like, I just find it even harder to believe that they would go through like the song and dance of like selling alien text for patents and stuff like that. Like it just feels like an extra step when you can control the world with just the memory eraser.
Right. But that's just how good of people they are, right? They give up their individuality.
Right. Yeah. And then it's that whole thing about like, oh yeah, we're truly like okay. So what's fascinating about the movie is that like it feels like it's having its cake and eating it too, where it's such a just like harsh critique of like law enforcement, military, like pretty much every system that we as humans have like evolved to set up for ourselves to protect ourselves. Mm-hmm. Like they kind of spend the first act just categorically showing you why they're ineffective for quote unquote real problems. And then on the other end of it, it's like, but they're also agents. They're also more or less like they're just feds, right? Like when you take away everything else about them, like they're just feds as far as like they argue jurisdiction. They're always looking for documentation, and they like they dress a certain way to like immediately be like anybody who sees them just like is subservient to them or like defers to them when they come into a situation. Like they're the feds, but also feds suck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about that?
No, I think that's absolutely right. I was noting that as a lot in the beginning, how a lot of, like you're saying, a lot of those institutions, those law enforcement agencies, like they're completely shown to be like bumbling, bad at their jobs, not effective and just like insignificant in the grand scheme of like everything. Like the cops are all kind of moronic most of the time, and then the border patrol agents particularly just like absolutely suck, and like Kay has zero respect for them. Like I remember the part where like the one guy is like, "Sir," and he's like,
"Don't sir me, young man. You have no idea who you're dealing with."
It's just like just sit down, right? Like yeah.
And I get it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like when you know as much as Kay does about like everything, it must get exhausting because like their job specifically means that they almost always run into law enforcement and stuff like that. And so like for me, like Kay is the kind of guy that would like, it would not surprise him that like protests and stuff like that against cops got like started erupting in the last like 10 years. You know what I mean? Like he'd be like, honestly, it's a long time coming. Like they're very shoddy at their jobs. Their selection process is iffy at best. And there's really no oversight. Like they get to just kind of do things with impunity. Of course, this is what's going to happen. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but if they had like a memory wiper or whatever, they'd probably be just like you in that like the Tony Shalhoub scene, even if like the first Tony Shalhoub scene with the pawn shop and he blasts his head off and all that, like just because you know his head is going to come back doesn't make that any less of an abuse of power, right?
Excessive force. Yeah.
Like it's excessive force, like so bad. Like, and for him to do that, like, and not even care about what it might look like, or and I mean, to the movie's credit, they like show how screwed up that scenario is. That's one of my favorite parts is when Will like turns around and immediately puts the gun to his face, and he's like, and like he sells it. Like he's like, I will kill you right here if you don't drop whatever it is you have in your hand. And like it's so powerful. But I feel like if I'm just like trying to make a point about like Kay, where it's like he thinks he's better than the cops, but like he's also just like a rule breaking, abusive law enforcer, isn't he?
In a sense, yeah. I think like the movie wants us to think like, I mean, and this is typical of like cop movies in general. They want us to think that he breaks the rules when it's the right thing to do. Like, I feel like the other example you could kind of turn to is when, what the other alien whose wife was having the baby, Reg, I think he said his name was.
Mhm.
Like that scene where he was like that person's supposed to, that alien was supposed to stay within like the island of Manhattan the whole time, but was trying to get off the planet because obviously the planet was being threatened. And he like Kay like goes and tracks him down, but basically like looks the other way and lets him go. Like that's another instance where it's like, oh, he has this like soft side where he's willing to bend the rules when he sees like, oh, this guy's just trying to do what's right for him and his family, and who are we to say he shouldn't go, you know? So
yeah.
they're I mean, I guess to your point, it's like that have their cake and eat it too element where like I don't know, maybe it's also just supposed to show that I don't know, he's kind of a flawed character because like he does kind of need, I mean, ultimately throughout the movie he needs Will Smith to like put together a lot of the pieces and kind of bring him down to earth a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think that like, and I mean, this isn't like some inspired thing that I'm about to say. It's just that I think that Kay as a character is supposed to be so jaded about the process and wondering, because every time Will is like, this is a catastrophe, Kay just kind of shuts him down. And he's like, there's always some alien that's gonna attack us. You know, like it's like heavily implied that like Kay has gone on like so many adventures and like had his own like franchise of like trying to do what Will does, where it's like, I'm gonna be the swashbuckling space pirate and I'm gonna stop the threats that come from my planet. But he's past that point when we meet him. Like and that's where the casting Tommy Lee Jones is such a masterstroke. Like I could believe Tommy Lee Jones is like a over it old worker in literally any career field, including like working for a clandestine alien like immigration service or whatever they call themselves. And so like in that regard, like I really like that dichotomy between them because and it makes sense with the ending when he like retires himself, you know, like it's bittersweet, but it's like, yeah, like this is a guy that definitely has a lot more to learn, but he also isn't necessarily like open to it. Like he's like, I don't know if like another lesson is what I need. I think it's just that like I'm burnt out and I can't keep up this. Yeah, I can't keep up this like degree of like fear for every threat to this world. Like I honestly, like if I couldn't save the world by now and keep it saved, like I'm never gonna. It just needs to be like the next guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes the sequels like even more depressing when they roll them back in.
Right. we'll get to that, I guess. But
yeah.
I kind of also, I mean, to your point earlier about how Kay just has little respect for any of the other institutions, it made me think about the like initiation sequence when Jay is like testing with all those other like top like military people. Remember that?
The best of the best of the best, sir,
with honors. Yeah, but like that whole sequence, like I mean, for all intents and purposes, the others are supposed to be like those best of the best, but like we see that Kay like doesn't want that. Like he's like that. Those guys are stiffs. They're not going to do the right thing. They're not going to think outside the box. And like, I don't know what the Zed character is looking for in that whole thing, but like he's deferring to Kay, like, and Kay's like, I like these things. I like that Jay pulls over the table. I like that he doesn't shoot the monsters right away and all that stuff.
Those are all a part of the test, though, isn't it? Like
that's what I was gonna go with you. Like I feel like Zed was like he has a problem with authority and you know, like he was harumping him.
Rip Torn, by the way.
I know. I've worked on it, but
yeah.
But like I don't know what the actual like that's what Kay was looking for in his partner, and I'm wondering, like, did Kay set that up? And is that what he wants? Or is this like a test that everyone goes through? Because like Zed seemed to be like giving him looks like he's not doing what he's expecting him to do, you know? So I wasn't quite sure, like, is that the norm? Or is that what the test is looking for?
Okay, so I've seen this movie a bunch. Like, I've maybe, like, if I really, like, map it out, I've probably seen it, like, once or twice a year since it came out.
Smart.
And I think this time what really dawned on me is like the most likely scenario is that they almost never recruit the quote unquote best of the best. They're literally always like bringing these guys in as a juxtaposition to the actual candidate. Like, I don't think any of those guys were ever seriously in consideration, even before they showed that they weren't up to the task. It's literally just about like, okay, this is how people that have been in a system that has taught them to be like an obedient soldier who follows orders and is just trying to make their boss happy. This is how they would do the test. We need to see how our actual candidate does, like compared to them. Are they intimidated by them? Because you got to think like these are also the kind of people that you will be like dealing with every day. And if you don't already think that like they have the wrong idea on how to approach these like wildly fantastical scenarios, then you don't have what it takes. So like I think like in the same way that at the end of the movie the mortician, that woman gets recruited, I think that's how it usually happens. And really Rip Torn's whole skepticism was that Will Smith's character came from the institutions that they usually don't recruit from.
Oh, okay.
I think he was like, this dude's a cop. Like at that point, why don't we just get like a guy who's like a 4-star general or something to be in there? why are you picking a cop then? And he's like, no, you don't get it. Like this dude, like he pretty much hates other cops and like will do way more than any regular cop. Like he became a cop on accident. Like he was always supposed to be MIB, you know?
Yeah, I like that. That makes a lot of sense when you say it. And I feel like I should have probably got that already.
Again, I've seen this movie so many times. Like this is like not, I should not even get points for having this observation so late.
Yeah. I love the shooting scene though. With the monsters.
The shooting scene is so great, but it's also just like
he shoots.
I think like I like it, but it's just one of those like insane scenes where it's just like you shot a girl for walking down the street with a quantum physics book. Like, again, there's so much stuff now where I can't watch a movie with like a cop as a protagonist where like the idea is, one, they don't play by the rules. Please play by the rules. If the rules mean keeping people alive, please play by the rules. And two, when they're rewarded for it, when like the movie in universe, it's like, no, you were right and you're better for it. Like I hate that because it's just like you don't know that aliens exist at this point. Like you just shot that girl because you weren't sure what the test was.
You weren't sure what the test was.
And I don't like want to retroactively say like it's a bad scene now because of everything we know about law enforcement, but like, man, is it harder to root for that sequence, especially when he's just like, and I appreciate it if you got up off my back. No, stay on his back. Ask him a couple more questions about why he shot the girl with a physics book that she could have picked it up on the street, bro. She could have done literally anything.
I do like his reasons for not shooting all the monsters though.
Oh yeah, and that was
that guy sneezing.
I don't know, man. Like this is why I know, and like I think I've always deep down known I couldn't be in the Men in Black. Is I would have shot all the monster-looking aliens. They're jumping out at you. They're like, I don't know what an alien monster doing pull-ups is supposed to mean to me. like, is he less of a threat? It sounds like he's making himself more threatening by getting stronger.
Yeah.
But no, the test, it still works on a narrative level. And like, that's like props to the screenwriter for this movie. Like it's such a great, neat, like movie as far as like, and I've been like in it with script writing lately. And so like, and like, I've watched so many pilots and I've watched so many movies lately, like on the level of like, okay, as a writer, like how did they get all this information across? And this movie just does it in such a like neat and entertaining way. And that testing sequence is like a prime example of that.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so good.
We discussed and went on plenty of tangents based on our favorite profound dramatic quote. What's your favorite funny quote?
My favorite funny quote. I don't know if it's like a funny quote so much as how much I love how Vincent D'Onofrio's wife keeps calling him Edgar.
I'll tell you something right now. I know Edgar, and that wasn't Edgar.
It never stops being so funny to me how she says it. It's like, it's just like such a specific like accent and nuance to it. And like, she doesn't say any other word weird, even with her accent. It's literally just Edgar. And it just, and it kills me. And it's like, she is such a like indelible, like memorable character because of those like little touches for me.
Yeah, that's a great point.
What about you?
when I was a kid, I don't find this necessarily as funny now, but I just always remember this line because as a kid, for some reason I always said it. But the line where he's like, "That's what the little dude inside the big dude's head said." I don't know why. It always used to crack me up as a kid. Like
the galaxy is in Orion's belt.
But that whole sequence too, like that whole sequence is great to me. I laugh so much. Like when he's like reaching into the body with her and like, yeah. What do you notice? Yeah, everything looks fine. Yeah, everything looks good. Doctor, everything's missing. Yeah, I mean, aside from that, like there's no pieces.
Okay, you feel that? Where the caloric junction would be? Push it aside. Notice anything strange? Stomach, liver, lungs?
Nope, all fine.
Doctor, they're all missing.
Yeah, he has no organs. What do you mean, doctor?
Or like, doctor, whatever. Everything about that. Yeah, I love that.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, honest question for you. Alternate world, you're in your early 20s, you're not married yet, you don't have any kids. You somehow get recruited to test and you pass the test. Do you join the MIB?
Oh God, that's a tough question. Alternate world, I have no ties and connections to people.
No, I mean, you
already
have as many ties as Jay had. You know, like presumably he had parents. Presumably he was maybe even dating somebody. Like he was Will Smith in his 20s. He was definitely seeing somebody.
Yeah, I don't like. I think I'd like to say that I would. I don't know like how like good I am at being like somebody like that though. Like
an agent?
Yeah.
Like you just mean like in general, like law enforcement, or specifically like an alien hunter?
Law enforcement, probably. I don't know. It's a tough question. I think okay. Honestly, I'd want to say yes, because I'd be like, I want to know this stuff because I'd be unendingly curious. I think I would like continually, if I had that overnight on the bench to sit on it and think about it, I would continually like consider the notion.
Such a cool scene too. Yeah. Oh my God. Like they do it in such a great, like any other movie, it would just be like a montage of him like with like his family and something else. And it's like, nope, he literally doesn't leave that bench after hearing like the most mind blowing crap he's ever heard.
Yeah. And I think that's like a really great way to show it too, because like you'd be continually wrestling with it, like saying good, but you can't go say goodbyes. You can't go do those kinds of things and have that one last nice moment. Really, like I don't know.
You just disappear, and like somehow their computer just like deletes everything except for the letter J. Which like at that point I'm just like, is the Social Security office just full of like one letter like pieces of paper?
And how many J's are there? Like how many other people started with J? Like is there like a J2 or like what do they do? There's more than 26 people.
I mean, I guess it's like in the same way that like there's like more you've worked with more than one Joe in the past. You know?
I guess. Yeah, good point.
So, but it does get really confusing when they're just like, all right, Jay, we need you to go out there, and like 6 dudes get up.
When we were watching it, Nikki was saying that she thinks that the agents are named with the letter, and like maybe the techs and the lab people might have different naming conventions.
That could be interesting. I mean, they've never like, thankfully they've never like, even though the sequels suck, they haven't ruined the mystique of how the MIB works. Like they tend to ruin the movies in other ways. So I do appreciate that we never really get a clear cut answer on how the name thing works.
Yeah. It just let it be its thing. Yeah. Would you take the job?
Honestly? Yeah. Like, yeah, I might do it now, dude. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just like one of those things where it's like, you just, at least for me, like I'm out here every day just like grinding. And like, sometimes I'm just like, I'm doing so much just to like maybe get like a funny joke on TV one day. And like, they're giving me the opportunity to like meaningfully affect like civilization in a way that like maybe nobody will ever know, but I'm already behind the scenes. Like I got into entertainment with the knowledge that like a lot of the stuff I would do would go like unnoticed, and I'm fine with that. For me, it's just about like, if I could be a part of something that's like that dramatically epic and like really contributing and like really making a difference, like that would be so cool. But then on the other hand, I also think about like, Will Smith is like way more fit than me, and he got his ass kicked so much.
That's what I meant. It was like, I don't know if I could do it, like physically.
Okay, I didn't know it was because of like a physicality thing. Like, okay, that's fair.
Like no, I don't think I'm out of shape by any means, but I'm like I'm not Will Smith shape.
I don't know, man. If Rip Torn's old ass can be out there just like running the show, I feel like there's a space for me in MIB. Like, I could take Rip Torn.
Yeah. Did you realize this is our second Rip Torn movie on Frankenstein's podcast?
Oh yeah, he was in what was it? Ultimate Beastmaster.
Just the Beastmaster, but yeah.
Okay, well, you have your memory about it, and I have mine. I think you got flashy thinged.
I got that, yeah, probably.
No, yeah. Oh, I gotta say, his performance in Beastmaster is better, just because he's intentionally one note here.
Yeah,
he's just the dude in cop movies that's like the pushback because the script needs pushback kind of guy.
The boss, yeah.
Exactly. Like, I feel like in the real world, he'd probably be like, Kate, like, you're literally like, you might be older than me. Like, I don't know why I'm like second guessing everything you want to do.
Right? Yeah.
You've been at this for a while. If you say this kid's got the goods, like,
you can't top. Yeah, you can't top that Beastmaster. The Mayax, I think the character was called Mayax.
Yeah,
I think
Mayax.
Yeah, and the false nose. You can't top that. But I will say that Rip Torn brings a sense of personality to that role that I think the way it's written, it wouldn't have.
I will say that too. Yeah, but I think again that just comes down to like Rip Torn, like the way he reads every line. Like, you don't even have to be a good screenwriter. You just have to let him say something, and it the gravity's there.
Yeah. So, yeah, Rip Torn, Frankenstein's podcast official stance, Rip Torn slaps.
R.I.P. to a G.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to, before we get into like the monster in question we're going to dig into, we'll talk about a couple monsters probably, but I did want to, I got a glimpse of your thoughts here, but you don't like the sequels. Is that correct?
I do not. I absolutely disdain to. I appreciate what 3 was going for, even if I didn't need it. And I don't even care enough to hate or like Men in Black International. It was just what if this time it was 2 Will Smiths, and it's just like that's not a good movie. That's my thoughts on the sequels in an abridged version. I could do a whole other podcast about why they're trash.
Right. I think we're on the same page for the most part. I think 2, I really want to like 2. Like, I rewatched it not too long ago, and I'm like, it's nice to see these guys like interacting again, but like it adds nothing to anything. Like, there's nothing really other than bringing Kay back into the fold. Like, there's nothing gained by this storyline that presents with us, like nothing new here, nothing. And the villains are way less memorable. There's like no real menace to it. I don't know. It doesn't do anything. And the effects are way worse, weirdly.
They're way worse. It's like George Lucas with the prequels. Like, somehow he made like these creatures that we all like loved in the originals just so much more like fake looking, and it's like, why?
Yeah. And I think 3 though, I do appreciate more. I kind of like 3. Like, 3 is one I could go back and watch because I think it brings something like a fresh take, and I liked what it was trying to do.
There's a degree of sentiment to it that they were like scared
exactly
with the second one too.
Yeah, the second one was way too jokey too. They didn't allow any really like dramatic moments to kind of breathe. Like this one, like we talked about this one, like it balances that well, and the second one had none of that. It was way too silly, way too jokey. And I think the third one, it still doesn't quite strike that balance, but it did a better job of letting some dramatic moments happen.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, again, like a big part of that is like Will Smith became like way more of like a deciding factor in the following 2 movies. And I think that he had an idea of what his brand was and wanted to stick to that more than he wanted to like be in like a role that might challenge him. Like, I think if like, I don't know, like, I don't even know what a good sequel to Men in Black would look like, but like, I know that the thing that I missed was like that grit and like that like depressing realism that they put in the first one that they just didn't feel like they needed to come back to. Everything about the sequels is like Men in Black International included, is like so polished and so sleek. And like, yeah, MIB headquarters was like polished and sleek, but like when they go back out into the world, like it's grimy, like the wallpaper's gross, and like Tony Shalhoub is sweaty, and like everything's like oozy, and like I don't know, there was like a degree of realness to that, you know what I mean? Outside of like just like some big budget studio picture, like there was this like grungy horror element that they were playing with.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost like elements are kind of like almost body horror-esque, where just kind of weird, gross stuff happens. You know, I mean, Edgar stuff is like completely body horror, right? Like,
oh, it's disgusting, and like the way that his skin just like progressively like kind of melts off of his bones, and it's like so good.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Sequels, yeah. The International was really disappointing because I was looking forward to those actors' takes on it, but yeah, it had it didn't know what it wanted to be at all, and it also was way too jokey.
No, it was like, what if Rush Hour was a Marvel movie? Was what Men in Black International turned into, but like still worse than even that. That sounds cool.
That does sound kind of cool. I'd watch that.
Yeah, are you kidding me? If Shang-Chi and Falcon just like teamed up for a movie and like just like kick criminals' butts in LA, like I'd watch that.
Shang-Chi and the Falcon coming to Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't know that we're gonna say like anything new on the topic other than like the sequels are bad, like a lot of sequels are, and it's just really depressing because they had such a good template to go off of.
What was not so horrible though, MIB the animated series.
Yo, why you bringing it back like that, bro? That is exactly where my head was at. That show was dope. Cool. I think it was Phil Lamar that did Jay in the show.
I might be surprised. Like he did so much.
He did so much, but that was so cool. And I really think that like I'm glad you brought it up, because I think that's the way to make like Men in Black relevant in the modern day is to make it a series.
Yeah, like just the kind of like the episodes of the week, different little adventures they get into. It worked. It was Keith Diamond who was Jay, actually.
Keith Diamond. Okay. Well, props to you, Keith. I remember that show. I conflated the show and the movie so much in my head that like I was confused why the worm coffee guys weren't more of a part in the movie, and I forgot like it's really just there to like freak out Will. And that's also a great part of the movie is like you get like 2 or 3 different like Will Smith's brain broken because aliens exist moments because he keeps getting flashy thinged. Yeah. And I know the word for it is neuralized, but I like flashy thing.
He says flashy thing.
Exactly.
I also like the animated series like kept on L, like the medical examiner, the woman. Like, it was a different cast, a different woman who played it, but like the sequels completely dropped that character, which was really disappointing because I liked her. Actually, interestingly, this might not mean anything to you, Khalid, but I know one or two people listening to this might find this interesting. Voice of Elle in the show, Jennifer Lean, who played Kess in Star Trek Voyager.
Okay, you're right. It means nothing to me. Cool, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think Elle was a really cool character in the first movie. I think they could have taken it an interesting route in the second one. Even if it was like something where it picks up like right where they left off. So like Jay is just like a little bit more experienced than her, but like
still making mistakes,
and like, and they would have been a little bit more on even footing. Like it would have been great, but like instead they just reverted back to the dynamic in the first one.
Yeah. And what happened to Jay's new suit? Like
that was weird to me too. Like I didn't even as a kid, I was just like, okay, so what's the point of the suit then if you're just gonna like come out in like a Giorgio Armani top button or whatever the hell that was? Like it just, I didn't get that. I was like, I thought the whole point was that you all look like feds, and that's why whenever you go up to a situation that's like a crisis, like it's easier for you to get by. Like as a cop, like if I was like, especially like some of those like definitely racist cops that they come across, like I would not let this guy that looks like a bodyguard for like a sheik like come in and like start telling me how to run my crime scene.
A bodyguard for a sheik.
I don't know, like even the sunglasses he wore, I get it on like the movie level of like, okay, now he's no longer so blown away by everything that he's just willing to go along until he figures it out. And by the end of it, now he's like, okay, I got the job. I understand how it works. I'm going to bring my own swagger into it. I get it on that level. But on the level of how this organization should work, it's very frustrating.
What does he say in the second one? I think it's like old and busted, new hotness.
When he's talking about his car, that was actually, see, that's what's annoying. There are good jokes.
There are a few good ones, yeah.
There's some good jokes in the bad movies, but like it really just missed the point of why these movies worked.
You know what's not a good joke in the second one?
What?
The Balchinian.
Oh my God, yes. That was, even as a kid, I kind of groaned. I was like, that's a first draft joke.
It's in a Chance the Rapper song though.
Balchinian?
Yeah, he says it online in one of his songs. I don't remember which one, but that's the only reason I remember it.
Feel it in your gut like when you uppercut Balchinians.
Sometimes he goes for like a reach with his references. I like Chance though. This isn't a rag Chance podcast.
Yeah, it's just a deep cut.
Yeah, that's super deep and not necessary.
Not necessary at all.
Yeah, like at one point he's got a line in a song. This is a tangent too, but he's just like talking about like how he's like at a club and he's like reading Ta-Nehisi Coates in the Spotty Yachty Dope, which is like, it's a Outcast reference and a Ta-Nehisi Coates reference, which cool, but you're also at a club. Are you telling me you brought like Between the World and Me to a club and you're just like leafing through it? Like,
I mean, don't you, Khalid?
I do, but I'm not Chance. I don't have anything to like prove. Yeah. Anyways, tangent aside, great movie. I don't know if we have younger like listeners who just like missed the boat on Men in Black. Like me and Joe are like prime age range of like, this movie was like just genre defining for us. Like the standard bearer, I know for me at least, like with this podcast, like when I talk about visual effects and stuff like that, the gold standard is some of the stuff they do in this movie. Like if I say like it's as good as Men in Black, like that's the highest compliment I could give it. So like if you haven't seen it or like you're just like young enough that like you're still like watching a lot of movies and haven't gotten around to it, top of the list. I do not think you'd regret it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. And yeah, and to your point about younger people listening to this, I will say the other day in my classroom, some kid said, I just Googled your name. What's Frankenstein's podcast? Yeah. So I don't know. I was like, I'm not going to talk about that. If you want to know more, you can maybe ask me in private, but it was just like in the middle of the whole class. And I was just like,
that's so funny.
Something we'll talk about. So maybe the bunch of fourth graders might be listening. You never know.
Oh man, I love that. Get them while they're young,
I guess. So should we monster?
Let's monster. I'm so excited to talk about the monster.
Yeah. So I think if you've seen the movie, you know the monster in question is the Vincent D'Onofrio's Edgar the Bug.
Edgar the Bug.
Which honestly, like for as great as everyone is in this movie, like Vincent D'Onofrio is like, man, he's an MVP here.
It's wild. Like in a movie where like, I know Independence Day was like the start of Big Willie box office summers, and this movie just like continued that tradition. But like Will Smith really is like, as much as Independence Day like put him on the map, this is the movie that he really, really got to like carry and like bring the heat, and he did. And even with that being said, Vincent D'Onofrio steals the show.
Yeah,
every scene he's in, it's like so just like memorable, and like how he goes about it. It's just
like the physicality of it, like the
physicality.
Way, like it's so, he like makes it look so uncomfortable to just exist in his skin, and like it's the detail, like just the continuing like rot, the continual like decomposition of the skin suit that the bug is wearing is just such an impressive like.
I clocked it
to detail. Yeah,
I clocked it. He does not bend his knees once when he's like possessed by the bug.
It's just amazing attention to detail.
It's so good. And like the makeup effect of his face, like he's unrecognizable. When I was like 15 or 16 and realized that the like kind of like 5 o'clock shadowy like cop from Law and Order Criminal Intent was Edgar the Bug, I was like, what? Like that's how much of a like he really literally lost himself in that role.
I sometimes forget that's who it was. Like when I was like, oh, that is Vincent D'Onofrio. Wow.
And I mean, again, like a lot of us probably know him now from like his role in Daredevil as Kingpin, which is another just like standout role. Like this guy just what he brings to a character is so indefinable for me, at least. You know what I mean? Like I know I think I used gravitas when I was talking about Rip Torn, but I mean it even more for Vincent D'Onofrio. Like it's just so he just imprints on you. Like he leaves such a lasting impression whenever he enters a scene.
Yeah. So I got some interesting stuff that I researched about. Like I got some stuff about the bug, the bug creature, as well as Vincent D'Onofrio, like makeup and prosthetics himself. So I don't know if you knew. Did you go into much detail? You might not have known this, but Rick Baker was in charge of the VFX. Rick Baker, who did Werewolf in London.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Now we're starting to like get connections to these other movies, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
But Rick Baker talks about how he actually had a blast on this movie because he got to do like a little bit that he's done for like every movie. He's got to do like some like makeup, some like prosthetics, some like puppetry, some like CGI bits. So he like got to like, this movie has it all in terms of like different VFX, but specific to Vincent D'Onofrio, I found an interview with Rick Baker, and he says, I started out by learning how much abuse Vincent can take. He had incredibly loose skin that he can move all around, which is great. And he had no problem with us stretching and pulling him and then gluing him down in weird places. We attached silk to his face, very much like you do with temporary facelifts on actors and actresses to make them look younger, and ran the thread up through silicone paste to a handle so that he could actually pull back his own skin.
That was his actual skin?
Part of it was they attached like gelatin appliances to him, different neck pieces and stuff to do that. So here's what he says about pulling back his own skin. Part of it's real, part of it's not. He says, so Baker says, I don't know how the alien fits inside, but we went for this ill-fitting look, as if this dead human skin was stretched over a form that wasn't right. In the script, they had him adjust his neck a little bit to smooth the skin out, but I thought it would look cooler if he grabbed onto the back of his scalp and stretched his face really tightly against his alien form underneath. So we went with this droopy, baggy, weird face to this really tight, stretched out face. The elaborate effect was, and this is the end quote, the elaborate effect was like, accomplished with a shot of the actor in makeup that digitally transitioned into like a puppet head, thanks to like a warping effect that Industrial Lights and Magic kind of perfected.
God, that is so cool! Like
so cool.
And you just had the best subject to do all of this on, like,
yeah.
Because I mean, I feel like sometimes like not actually, I don't know how often that it happens, but like I feel like there's a world where you do all of this work on an actor and like they're just so uncomfortable by the prosthetics that it just ruins their performance versus heightens it.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah. I'm sure not everyone can do that.
Yeah, that is not the case here. Like everything about it, like the way he walks, the way the scene at the beginning, because like I love like on a writing level, like how you get like a 2-minute interaction with the real Edgar and his wife. And he's just an awful abusive dude. And like, just like, you don't care what happens to him. And then he goes out there and he has a shotgun on the alien and they have like words before the alien just like rips him in and like, just like expertly peels his skin off. So you see the rubber skin suit and then they put it on and it's like, that's it. That's his origin of how Edgar the Bug happened. And the way he like immediately like goes in, and I love the more sugar bit. It's there's a world where like a rep like convinces them to like cut that out. They're just like, cut it out. Like it doesn't add anything, like move on. It adds so much. Like it's just such a great way to show that the shit, like the tone is shifted irrevocably. And it's like, oh, it's so good. The cup of sugar water that he drinks and his like neck flaps are just like sitting there, like taking it all in. It's so gross.
And I guess I don't know like what he actually drank, but he's actually drinking something that looks really gross. Like it's like coming down the side of his mouth.
It's like at least like some like antacid or something in there.
Yeah. Like some Alka-Seltzers or something.
Exactly. Yeah. It's very disgusting, but it's so good. And I will say, like, as a villain, what I like about him is that like he really is the best of both worlds, because it's like, on the one hand, he is just like this super strong, like ugly, like evil monster that can like knock you out and stuff. But on the other hand, he has a very complicated plan that like is like contingent on a bunch of like diplomatic like norms being like broken. You know, like he's like pulling like full on like espionage and like just like in general like trying to. It's not that he's like, oh, I'm gonna blow up the earth. It's, I'm going to pit these two alien like regimes against each other, and I'm gonna put Earth in the middle of it. Like Earth isn't even like the thing he cares about. It's just gonna get destroyed incidentally. Mm-hmm. That's so cool to me. Like as a villain, like there's so many things you can sink your teeth into with that.
Yeah, like Earth is so like beneath him. Like he cares very little for it. He cares about the bugs on the Earth, but otherwise, like he's like, you're just nothing.
And and that just like adds to like, okay, honestly, I'm kind of glad that humans don't know about the aliens. I'm, like, in that regard, I'm really glad that Men in Black like keep that from us, because like we're useless with like our own earthly threats. Like. Yeah. If you were to tell us that like we could just end up being the casualty of like crossfire between like two god dang, like I don't even know, man.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's a great point of why this movie works and the sequels don't necessarily, because the villains were like, there's like personal grudges. Like the villains had personal grudges against K in number 2, and in the third one, I think it was like that he was mad at the MIB for something specific, and it was all like centrally focused on MIB, and like I like the sense of insignificance that this one has.
Yeah, it's because I think Earth like plays too much of a big role in the sequels, like you're saying, but in this one, it really just happens to be like. For whatever reason, like, and I mean, and it also makes sense in story, because like, yeah, like Earth kind of is Casablanca. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like the neutral space for like alien refugees and stuff like that. And so like when the stuff goes down, like in the same way that like Casablanca suddenly becomes like the stage for all of these like actiony moments, so does Earth.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point.
Yeah. So, and go ahead.
Yeah. No, you're good.
And I just love how they establish it pretty early on that like he has like a soft spot for bugs even on Earth. Like he understands, like in the same way I guess like we understand like apes to be like our ancestors, like he understands cockroaches to be like of the same like species as him. And so like I love that like they lay that little seed at the beginning with David Cross's character like smashing bugs, and then they at the end, it's like that's how Will like keeps him on Earth long enough for them to take him out. You know, like that's just like, because like as far as brute force goes, like they didn't really have it to take him out. Like it had to be at least like some degree of like using your wits.
Yeah,
and it's something one of those annoying soldier guys in the test room would have never thought of.
Absolutely. Some background on the Edgar the Bug character is actually inspired by the insect-like aliens, which were the central focus of one of the early issues of the Men in Black comic book. But they kind of took that in a different direction. There's a cool like feature I found on I was watching this on Blu-ray that called like Creatures Concept to Completion, where you got to see early concept art of the creatures and see like how it kind of transformed. He was actually at first like more crab-like. Then they kind of went with like kind of a praying mantis look, and then more and more alien, and then kind of came back to this more cockroachy type creature with a wasp-like head, which I kind of liked. But here's the thing. I wanted to get back to this because you said you were talking about the ending. The final creature, they actually went with the mantis-like one at first. They made a full-on animatronic puppet that Rick Baker put together. And it was like a praying mantis that walked on 2 legs with like a bird kind of face.
Yeah.
But it was limited. They couldn't do that much with it. So the ending was pretty low key, and they were just kind of going to banter with him and then blow him away with like their guns, and that was it. But then I'm sure the director decided like we need to do something more climactic here, and then so they decided well we got to kind of play around with some more CGI effects to make it more of a battle. Put some more action fight scenes into it. So that's kind of where this newer kind of model of the cockroach wasp type creature came into play.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. What do you think of the design?
When he's like full on monster?
Full on monster, yeah.
I liked it. I mean, it's cartoonish, but like they've also set the precedent that a lot of these aliens, like to us, would look cartoonish. But what they do well is they keep it at night when you see them fully extended and stuff like that, so you don't have to see like where the fake elements might be a little bit more stark if he was in broad daylight. And then I don't know, like it's just the scale is just enough that it's not like it's not a kaiju that like, yeah, you're screwed. It's just like a 9 to 10 foot tall, like super strong monster, which is still not great, but like, I don't know. I feel like Buffy and like all those shows like already helped me wrap my head around like there's still ways to take that down.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's cool. I think it works well. Like the CGI is good enough that I feel like I'm not continually looking at it and be like, oh, that looks bad. But like I think that you're right. The night aspect helps a lot. And I feel like they show just enough and like they don't, zoom in just close enough to kind of make it feel like it fits with the whole movie, which is a lot of practical effects. Like the aliens all are kind of goofy looking, but I just feel like it does fit in that world really well. So yeah, I like that. Like it again, we shouldn't probably hold it to the sequels, but it works so much better than the Johnny Knoxville with like the guys with the head in his backpack, the second head.
That
like
looks so fake. And also I was
it just
like,
looks so bad. Or when the woman has like the plant stuff coming out of her hands, like it just looks so bad. And like this, and I know it's CGI, but it looks good. It works. And like the design, like you can tell there was like a point to the design. It was intentional, and it came together to like, just feel good. It feels good in the moment.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just echo your sentiments. It works so much better than the sequels, like the slime, the texture to it. And they kind of save it for the climax. So it's more meaningful when he busts out of the skin suit. You know what I mean?
It was
like
building to it the whole time.
Up until then, like even this monster who like is still more or less reckless, like he commits like murder in a crowded restaurant and then like tries to roll a spaceship into his trunk. Like, like he's not like that discreet, but even he understands like I can't just like go full monster mode the first time I see trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all points to why this is a 5-star movie.
5-star, unimpeachable. I don't think, short of like Tommy Lee Jones getting canceled, I don't see how this movie stops like holding like a place in my heart.
Do you know that Edgar the Bug's twin, apparently, as well as I believe the queen of the species, did appear in an animated series?
Really?
Yeah. Although this is weird. I don't know if this works, but apparently the twin's name is Edwin, which I think is odd because it's only Edgar because that was the farmer's name. So I don't know why the twin's name would be Edwin. Yeah.
Like, are they implying that Edgar is the name of the monster too? And it's the coincidence that he embodied an Edgar?
It was. I mean, maybe he was planning where he would crash. He's like looking for Edgars. I don't know.
I think it would make more sense if like his twin just like took over somebody who happened to be named Edwin. Like I think that's also silly, but less so.
That could be the case. I haven't watched that episode. I just saw that in like a footnote somewhere.
Fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely fascinating. You know what else is fascinating, Khalid?
I do, but what?
Bears are fascinating.
You don't say.
I do say. Does MIB pass the 4 bears test?
Oh, buddy. This one passes the 4 bears test for sure. Okay. It passes the 4 bears test if the 4 bears had a plan to destabilize 2 alien countries or planets or whatever. But yes, I don't know though, because I guess, okay, like as far as in terms of like the threat that he poses, like on a strength level, it's straightforward, a pass for the 4 bears test. But it's also not the kind of problem that like Men in Black would be in charge of. If like it was 4 bears on a rampage, it would go to animal control first, I guess. So like that's where I'm like a little bit conflicted. Like you wouldn't call in the Men in Black to fight 4 bears because that's below their pay grade. Which I don't know. What do you think?
So so take it this way. So think about just the final fight.
Yes.
And like if it was just Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones fighting 4 bears, would the threat be the same?
100% yes. Because even with your laser beams and stuff like that, it's still 4 bears, and bears are faster than most people give them credit for.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a good point. It's a pass. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a pass. Yes, because this movie's so great, it even passes my stupid test.
Yeah, and I want to. On that note, I want to make a little plug here. If y'all haven't go over to our subreddit, Friendensteins. Why do I say that?
I don't know, but I love it.
Friendensteins run, which is pretty much run by our friend of the podcast, Ryan Mintz. But our buddy, our previous guest, Jim Tamberg, made a pretty cool graphic for the Four Bears test. So if you're interested in more Four Bears content, go check that out and check out Jim Tamberg's work. So,
oh yeah, thank you to the Friendensteins.
To the Friendensteins.
Yeah, I love them. They make this fun for us.
Yeah. And speaking of fun, Khalid, would you fight or flirt with Edgar the Bug?
Ooh, I gotta say, it's really not even a decision. Like, it's like Vincent D'Onofrio, and for my money, like his most captivating and like magnetic role. Like, I would absolutely flirt with Edgar the Bug. Okay. Caveat being, it's Edgar in the Vincent D'Onofrio skin suit. I have no attraction or inclination with the monster. I'm just gonna fight it because at that point, like he's ready to leave Earth. Like he's gonna ghost me even if we get anything going. So I'm not into that. I'm too old for that. I need somebody who's gonna be stable in my life. Two, I don't know. Like the scale of it all throws me off. Like I can't really see anything going on with like somebody that's like 5 feet taller than me. So in that instance, I would say yes, I would flirt with the Vincent D'Onofrio Edgar the Bug, fight the full on cockroach monster, because at that point it's fair game, like blow its head off. But yeah, like there's something just so captivating about Edgar the Bug, and the way he like walks, like he has a sense of humor. Like this is actually way easier than a lot of the monsters we've had to do, where like they're still just like kind of animals, primal. Like he's still a full on person, and he's got like jokes to crack, and he's doing like funny things, like pulling the skin on his face back. Like I could see a world where like we make a day of it in New York and like end our day at Central Park, just like terrorizing people.
Sounds pleasant.
Yeah, no, I paint quite a pretty picture when I bother.
Good, yeah. I mean,
how about you?
you gotta fight the bug creature because I mean, if he eats you, you're fine in there for a little while.
Yeah, that's true. Because he swallows you whole, which is just dumb in general. Yeah. Like you could choke. That's a whole person.
Yeah, and so if you got swallowed with a gun, you just blast your way out. But I mean, I guess that doesn't kill him right away. So, but yeah, I don't know. You gotta fight. I'm with you.
Yeah, gotta fight. Yeah. Would you flirt with Edgar though?
In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. That's what I'm talking about. That's why you're my freaking homie.
That's why I'm your J.
Yeah, and that's why I'm your K.
That was cute.
Oh my god, are we cute? Are we being cute?
Cute? Yeah. I was about to just roll with it and sound like excited and be like, yeah, that was cute. But I was going too hard with the bit, I think. I was like, I'm cringing at my own jokes here.
Oh, you put way more thought into that than I did.
Yeah. It was rough. I'm keeping it in though. It's like you said, the sausage. It's raw.
Classic J move.
Yeah. Anyway, this was a fun one. This was a good movie.
Yeah. Thank you for indulging me and letting this be our 1 year anniversary movie. This movie it gets better and better with age, like a fine wine.
Yeah. It's a good one to rewatch, I think, on a fairly regular basis. Like it's just worthwhile.
Make it an annual appointment viewing, folks.
Agreed. So we'll wrap it up. We'll go to our patented What the Fandom section where we discuss things that we're into, things we want to plug at the moment. So Khalid, What the Fandom with you?
I am racking my brain trying to. We don't do this enough lately because I forgot to do this part. Let me think. My What the Fandom, Joe, which I totally had prepared, is the movie Monster on Netflix. It came out, I think, a couple weeks ago, and I just watched it just because the trailer grabbed me. And there's nothing like crazy special about the plot. Like we've all seen like a movie like Monster at some point or another. So like what really sets movies like that apart is the performances that come to it. I don't want to give too much about it away. It's essentially about this like young black kid in New York who is on trial for his supposed involvement in a bodega robbery, which ended with the store owner getting murdered. And it's just told in a really great way. They use an interesting narrative device because of what the main character does or like is studying to do with his life. And it just really works. There's some great performances in it. A$AP Rocky, who I remember him from the movie Dope. But like this is like the movie that like he really got to like perform in, and it's an approximation of who he seems like in real life. So it's not like a stretch for him performance wise, but I think that just makes the performance stronger. And officially, the first movie I've seen John David Washington in where I'm like, I'm impressed. Let's see what this guy's got. Like, not that he's necessarily a bad actor. It's just his dad is Denzel Washington. Like, you expect a lot with that kind of baggage that like through no fault of his own, he just never really lived up to. And this is the first time I've seen him. It's a smaller character acting role and he delivers. And I hope that he gets a chance to kind of like play in that register more so that he can kind of grow and maybe etch out his own path outside of his father's understandably large looming shadow. All that being said, it's a good movie. It's like, it's real brisk, like an hour and a half, which I love when this like age of like Zack Snyder 4-hour marathons. So yeah, if you're just looking for like a good Netflix movie to watch with like your loved one or whoever it may be, I recommend it. It's called Monster. It's on Netflix. Do yourself a favor and check it out.
Cool. Thanks for that, Khalid.
Yeah. Joe, what the fandom with you?
Thanks, Khalid. What the fandom? The fandom with me. I'm gonna do a plug this time rather than a thing that I'm watching. Well, I might go to something I'm watching too, but I'm really excited about this. I recently wrote an article that got published on the official Star Trek website, and so I do a lot of writing with like Twin Cities Geeks, which most of you folks would know. But this was something I've kind of had a goal to try to get on. And I got to write one for Teacher Appreciation Week. So my article was called Teaching in Trek, a look at the education system of the future, where I just kind of like broke down the depictions of like classroom settings or teachers in the different series. And it's so in the weeds. So if you're a Star Trek fan, you should read it. If not, you can just appreciate that it exists, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I got to like dig deep into my fandom and then like also connected with my career. So it was just a really fun one to write, and it was fun to like finally to say like, oh, I got recognized on the official Trek site, and yeah, so that was a big thing for me. And I guess like tangentially to that, Nikki and I have been watching lots of Star Trek like we always do, but we're almost wrapping up the final season of Star Trek Enterprise, which is kind of the oft forgotten, sometimes maligned series, the one with Scott Bakula. And we're absolutely loving it. Like, took a little bit to get into it. Like it's like I'd say it's overly horny for a Star Trek show, which is kind of funny. Yeah, it's trying to do some things that didn't quite work, but just like, oh man, there are some really shining moments though. It's really cool. Getting to the final season, I'm really digging it. So if you're a Trek fan or a casual fan and slept on Enterprise, you should watch it. So those are my fandoms.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations to you on your piece. I know you've been super excited. We've been talking about that. I'm very proud of you for that. And also, I think that the very horny criticism is actually a selling point. And
there you go.
You might have won me over on that now, because like you had me at Scott Bakula. You kept me with horny.
It's on Netflix. Give it a watch. It's only 4 seasons.
I just might, a little steamy Bakula in space action.
He wears some pretty tight underwear quite a bit.
I'll have what he's having.
Yeah.
Which I guess in that instance is tight underwear.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to our 1-year special. Joe, I want to say personally, this has been a great way to ride out one of the weirdest years of my life.
Absolutely.
And yeah, just in general, man, it's a real pleasure to be able to like indulge the fandom like this and really see you just like go off into the world of like what they do with effects and stuff like that and come report back about it. It's super cool and interesting, and I can't wait to see what we talk about next year. Probably Wild Wild West at this rate.
You got it. There's like a mechanical spider, so I think it counts.
Yeah, no, mechanical count. Yeah, mechanical spider counts. If we're going to eventually do Terminator, that counts.
It counts, yeah.
Anyways,
likewise. I have to agree with you, Khalid. It's been a pleasure. I'm really excited to one day people come to be like, oh, that guy who got into Sundance and his friend have a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm exclusively going by the Sundance Kid from now on.
Pretty much. So it's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, exactly. No, thank you, but no, this is just fun, and I look forward to more silly Four Bears tests and everything else that comes with this show.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going. This is not just a pandemic project. We're gonna keep going.
Oh no, yeah, the pandemic may have started us, but it does not define us.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for listening for a year now and just enjoying the silly things that come out of our brains and mouths. Yeah. But next week or next episode, I'm pulling a Joe here. Next episode, what are we talking about, Joe?
Next episode, we'll be talking to a special guest, and we're going to be discussing a new improv series on Twitch, a monster hunting improv series called Slay, and we'll be talking to one of the leads in creating that program, and it's a different corner of pop culture, which I haven't talked about for a while. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to be at like a hexagon, maybe. I don't know. I think I'd have lost track of count.
Are we up to hexagon already?
I think we're at hexagon, probably. I'll have to do some math on the off week here and get back to you on that one. But yeah, it's a new corner. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And then we have a couple other episodes mapped out after that. So I think y'all have some fun monster chats to look forward to.
It's going to be a monstery summer, y'all.
Yeah.
And as usual, please rate and subscribe on whatever podcast platform you use. If you leave us a 5-star review, we would be so grateful. We might even read what you have to say if it's nice enough. But yeah, just keep listening, keep being groovy. And until next time, creep it easy.